Yak Nastiii Fishing and Adventures, and we're talking winter time bassing. Stay tuned.
Yak Nastiii Fishing and Adventures. Get you some.
What's happening, Nasty Tubers? It's your man Jay Small here, man. Yak Nastiii Fishing and Adventures. And you can tell now, it's frigid out here, man. It is cold. My practice pond has froze over. It is January. We're into the new year, 2022. Welcome, everybody, because we here. And Yak Nastiii has big plans for this year. Well, they're big to me anyway. Just catching fish. We're going to be going up and down the state. A little bit more equipment, some new baits to try out for you. 2022 is really looking up for Yak Nastiii Fishing and Adventures. I thank God that we got here, and I'm just happy and I'm thankful. And I just feel blessed to be able to do this type of thing. I don't know, I never imagined it. You know, I thought I was gonna grow up to be a rapper. You know, next thing you know, I'm doing fishing videos. So, you know, it's fun. I love it. I'm enjoying myself. And just stay with us in 2022, guys. But for now, we're about to get started on winter fishing. Okay? So I'm gonna show you guys and tell you guys about the first half of winter for me. Coming into 2022, first half of winter was not that bad. For most of the country, but here in my region, it wasn't that bad. It didn't get cold and super frigid until this past week, where we got snow and we got ice. Yak Nastiii Fishing and Adventures, yes, we bass in the wintertime, in the cold, numb fingers, numb toes, ashy lips, knuckles, and this is what we do. We get out there and we get some, people. We yak nasty. Keep on watching. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man.
Well, of course, naturally, I started in the middle of December, one of the warmest days we had, right after we moved into our new home. And of course, I was busy, so I needed this day, right? So I said, I'm gonna go. I think I was fighting about 16-mile-an-hour winds, thinking I was gonna do some fishing. Didn't bring any spinner baits. Put the Lowrance on. This is right after I put that unit on here and hooked up a nice little rig, which I'm gonna show you guys about in an upcoming video on how I got that rig set up with the Lowrance, the battery, the transducer, and it's just not a bulky setup like you normally see. But that's not what this video is about. So I'm out here on this here windy behind day, might I add. It took me forever to get to the back of the first half of the lake, and I really don't think I made it completely there. But I tell you what, that was a workout. I switched paddles. Oh yeah, I seen a fish 5 feet down right there. I do remember spotting that one. And there's a little drop off. And it's the first time I had the Lowrance on the kayak. So I'm totally stoked. I think more so on this particular day I was wanting to ride and do some graphing and check some things out. But I brought rods. I brought bait. I figured I'm gonna try it, and I don't think I was really presenting properly on this cold, windy day. Yeah, I gotta say that like that. That was a that was a mess there. That wind was pushing me all over the place, right? So I tried in this first spot that I know fish are. They're either sitting back a little deep or they're sitting a little shallow, but I know they're in this area. I've seen them come out of this area, caught one or two out of this area, just bank fishing right up top of that cauldron there, you could see. Yeah, so I knew they were there, so I said, well, let me come see if I can find me, you know, a guaranteed catch, right? You always go back to those waypoints and you'll see what happens. So I went out with that white skirted jig. That one is the rattled one. You can swim it, you can pop it, you do so much, and it normally works under these conditions as well. Get you down to the bottom, it's white. Yeah, fish can just see it. So I decided to go to where I caught a catfish earlier in the season, knowing that there's a deeper hole there, which you're about to see. There it goes. So I caught that catfish off a white swim jig, weedless rig, wired rig, weedless, and it was just a great, awesome, fun catch. I was out there with my boy Dre in the blue kayak on the other side, but yeah, so I decided to go to that exact same spot. You see, I got that white swimmer on there, paddle tail, boot style. Yeah, so well, maybe I'll try catch something again, right out here, see what's out here. On this particular day, I gotta say, nothing for the cold, windy day. So I got skunked out on day one, on the windy winter day. You know, just coming off hard work and moving to a new home. So I skunked out that day, guys. That's for sure. So I come back on this very calm day. I think it was 2 days later, 10 degrees colder. Oh my gosh, man. You see, I didn't have a jacket in that last clip, but this one here, I had to suit up, I had to boot up, I tell you. It was a real chilly one. So I said, well, let me go try one of my confidence spots. Let me focus on fishing. And so that's what I did. Just in hopes to catch one nice fish. And, you know, we went out, see what happens. It's beautiful. Look at that. The water's just like glass that day, man. It was just so calm. So relaxing, man. Just clears your mind right there. I tell you. And that way I'm working that rod. And I got that swim bait, just pendulum.
Hook up.
Swinging. Doing the pendulum thing. That's what it was doing. Here goes the slow mo.
Hook up. Big and look at this. Wow. Oh, that's a nice one. That is a nice bass. It just doesn't get any prettier than that. Look at that. Now that's a quality
That's
fish.
one of the bigger ones.
That's sweet. And that's
of the year too.
Right there,
I tell you, December brought me some nice sized bass this year, so I'm not really mad at the winter bite, and it's a little slower, but look at that. Man, that was a nice catch, and that was like 6 foot off the left side of the boat, you know, 10 o'clock, just, you know, had that bait doing the pendulum thing, and hey, it worked out. It worked out.
That's perfect. Now that's, whew, even if I just caught that one fish, if I just caught that one,
was a willow blade on the half-ounce
nice one.
jig head, swim jig head. It was a bladed jig head, of course, with, when I had that thing paired with, I had it set up with something sweet too. Where's she at there? That's what it was, the Super Fluke Junior in the white ice. That's exactly what I had on there. If you want to check that out, that was awesome. That's the Zoom Super Fluke Junior white ice on the willow bladed jig head. It was awesome. You know, pump her up, let her swing down to you slowly, or swing to the boat till it recontacts with the bottom, and you pop it back up and you let it pendulum again. So it's not a bad technique. It's one I've grown fond of. Um, Over the last few years, actually, I use it out there, you know, striper fishing. It's really great for salt water, brackish water, fresh water. I mean, this swim technique is something I really use across the board, coming from the salt water and brackish water perspective, and getting back into bass fishing since I was a teenager. I missed a whole lot in 20 years, I tell you. Not to tell my age or anything. Yeah, so on this particular calm day, I was just so stoked to get that really nice catch, that really one big fish that I was coming to get and was hoping for. And yeah, I pretty much called it a day after that nice catch, and took it on in. I think I had a few things to take care of anyway, so it didn't really matter. I caught a big one, and that's what I came to do. And
Yo, 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 what's happening, nasty tubers? What's going on? Well, we were at a small local pond. We wasn't getting a bite. My boy said, hey, and my phone is just going. My boy said, hey, let's go to my spot. Tide's up. So we're going to see what we can catch. It's between largemouth, stripers, and whatever else we can catch. I got an assortment of baits. Let's see what we can
so
do.
here,
This
I come
looks like
over
a
to
nice
Ray's
back
spot.
there,
My
man.
guy Ray, one of the best fishermen you'll see. He's from somewhere else. Not going to tell his business. Excuse me, but you know, he's got a mini citation fish. He's a master angler, expert angler, pretty good guy. So he shows me this spot, gets up with me, and he's like, "Man, you got to come to my spot." So I go to his spot on this particular day here, and it was not bad at all, I must say. Here we see on the walk up there, I'm fairly new to this spot. Obviously, I drop my rods off, go back, get my coffee, my tackle box, you know, just wasting time, of course, right? Precious fishing time. I don't know what I was thinking, but I walked up, and right as I got out the truck, Ray pulls one, and he calls me. So, you know, I fast walk it as fast as I could walk it, and look at that bass he caught. Right there. He says, come to my spot. I got a spot for you to see. And for sure, look at him. He pulls out 4-pounder at least. I mean, to me, that day, I think she's actually closer to the 5-pound mark. But yes, look at that. Good job. That's my boy, man. He's a fishing guy. I mean, we'll sit there and we will talk hours about fishing. That is for sure. Baits we're using. And trust me, he will teach you about that lizard. Yes, you will see.
Nice. Nice.
And he will advocate
Loving it. Loving it.
for that lizard. And then, yep, this is the second catch. Right there in that same spot. I had just changed batteries on the camera. And he was catching one right in mid-change. I got it to turn on right as he was bringing it in. And it was just awesome to get that footage, you know. And that particular day, he was schooling me on that spot. I'm going to tell you now. He showed me that right there you can stand in the same spot. And if you know how to present your bait, you catch them all day long right there. So I'm switching out baits. I say, well, dang, man, they're they're jumping on that black lizard, right? So I'm changing swim baits. I'm trying everything in my tackle box. I brought stuff. I brought luggage to the water, right? Yeah, well, not that much luggage, that's for sure. I brought that one plain old box and my book bag. That's about it. But to me, that's luggage. You know, if I can't just grab a handful of baits, put them in my pocket and go. Yeah, so I'm out there with my bag, with my plain old box. I'm switching baits. I'm trying everything to just pull me one in, because I done watched Ray pull in two nice size ones, like pretty much soon as I get there. You know what I mean? So, and you see my box and my coffee. So I go to the other side. I said, it's got to be fish over here, right? It's got to be something going on. So I switch on baits. I put new bait on every rod. I switched every bait out on every rod I brought with me. So I brought, what, 3 rods?
Yeah.
And all that. So I switch out baits.
Yeah.
See if I get results.
There we go. Look at that.
And sure enough, snagged that thing right up. Look at that.
Smaller dinky
First thing, dinky do. You know, I was happy with that. That's a 1/2 ounce since I'm fishing in current. That's the 1/2 ounce swing hook jig head, EWG style.
That's good stuff.
I think that's the number 4 size hook. And you see that there with the boot tail swimmer. And I do believe that is the Super Fluke Junior in the white pearl. Not the swim Super Fluke, but the Super Fluke Junior. And those are made by Zoom. So I paired that with that swing head jig head there. And
I like it.
It worked pretty darn good on that side. First cast with it, bringing it down, working it. And that small dinky dude got a hold of it. So it felt good. No skunk that day. You know, Ray was schooling me. But, you know, the count was awesome. Now, at this point, it's 1-2. I think we ended. I think he was up 1. I'm sure he was up, though. I don't know if it was 1 or 2, but I know he was up. So I pulls in this dinky dude. I said, I'm going to try to work this side, because where there is one, there must be another, right? So I'm slinging this bait. I'm fan casting. I'm just trying to cover water. You see me hiccup a little bit right there. I don't really know what was going on with my wrist. I don't know if it locked up on me. I tried to get it under the bridge. Man, I was struggling a little bit there that day. Trying to get something going, you know. Just trying anything. Last ditch efforts, you know, at the end of the day. And so after a few more casts on this side, of course I have to, naturally, I have to go back to the other side, okay? So I think this is the last cast over there, right? So I go back over there with Ray. Ray's like, come on over here, man. This is where the big ones are. So I go back over there. I think I changed baits once again to a crawl style, actually, with was it green pumpkin with the blue flake in that thing, I believe. And that I put on that 1/2 ounce swing hook jig head. I switched that out. I took the swimmer off. I put a crawl style bait. Try to get a little something going over there, because he's just killing it with the lizard, right? So I had to try something.
I'm going to piggyback off my guy. It's the only big black lure I have in my pocket. This is the one I put in here, yo black lizard.
And that bait was really kind of disappearing in the water. So
that's all. That's all they waiting on.
this point, yep. This is the point where Ray said, take that black lizard, excuse me, take that black lizard out of your box. I gave it to you for a reason, man. And look at that, I can see that lizard. As soon as it's in the water, you can see it in the water, you see the action. It's just automatic. As soon as I played the video back, I looked at it and was like, what took me so long? But you know us, we gotta be hard-headed. I had 50,000 baits, you know? I didn't come just to throw one. Who does that? Huh? Somebody catching fish. I tell you, Ray did it and caught real good. So, hey, you gotta go with what you know. I like to try different baits. I love testing baits. I love trying new things, man. If you tell me that there's a bait that you want me to try out, let me know in the comments. I will find it, will try my best to, and I will use it. I will take it somewhere and I will fish it, and I will try to learn that technique. So I got a lot going on as far as learning and relearning my bass techniques, because I think the last time, oh, there goes Ray. Yes, there he goes with the third fish of the day on him. Look at that thing. That one was a feisty one there, man. That one was a feisty one. And that's when he was showing how to work the lizard. And after, what, 2 casts of him trying to show me, maybe the third, of the triple pop he uses, you know, the little cadence he uses, and he pulled this guy out of there, and that was a feisty little fella. You know, he wasn't as big as the other ones, but he was a nice fish. You see how he gave me that look, right? Like, psh, black lizard, my man, you know, so, yeah. So he's going to direct me. He's going to point out there to that log. He's like, cast to that log, right? Right over that way is what he's saying. Throw it that way. Not specifically to the log, but that way, you know, between that point and the log, and you're pretty much in there. So I'm like, cool, right? Not a problem.
Changing up my retrieve on him, man.
So after a few minutes, you know, he gets back. He,
hook up.
you know, had to answer the phone or something.
That's what my retrieve is on this one.
He comes back, and I'm like, man, I'm going to catch me one, right? I got that feeling. You know, everybody knows that feeling when you're about to catch it.
Come on, baby. Horse that big monkey up here.
And I changed up my retrieve. I sped it up.
That's
Bam.
a nice one there, baby.
As soon as I sped up my retrieve with that heavier weight on it, knowing that he's fishing lighter, he doesn't have to impart so much action. I'm heavy, I'm stuck to the bottom with that half ounce. I had nothing lighter at the time, so I just sped up my retrieve, caught that monster, man. One of the better fish of the year, that is for sure. Wow, I mean, I wish I had my scale that day, right off the black lizard. He showed me. I just changed up the retrieve from his a little bit, knowing that I was a little heavier in that current. And, man, he pulled me right into that spot. He showed me where to throw it, where to fish it.
That's a real close to 20.
Everything short of me trying to use my brain to change up cadence, you know, but, yeah, he delivered the package right to me. He just said, throw it over there and work it, you know. So I had to find the cadence for that fish, and I did find one for that weight on that black lizard, and that's what I came out here with. Nice thing. You know, I'm telling you, that thing was every bit of 4 pounds. I know it was very, very close to 5. Man, we were just stoked. So he stopped me, I think, and made me take a picture, because I was just going to put the fish back, and he was like, yo, what are you doing? So, you know, on that note, I conclude wintertime bass fishing is fun. It's awesome. Stick with it. The bite's hard. you know. But at the end of the day, just how I end this video, we're coming back into the bank, or we're walking back to our vehicle with our rods, still satisfied, you know. Like they say, man, a bad day of fishing beats a good day at work. That stands true for me. I don't know about you guys. Um, that's for sure. But in conclusion, guys, wintertime bass fishing, I love it. For my first winter focusing on bass, I really enjoyed it. The bite's hard. I'm still enjoying it. But the bite's hard. It's slow, but you just got to be patient, determined. Work those baits, but not too much. I found myself moving way too fast on some of them. So just remember to slow it down. Trust me, slow it all the way down when dealing with these baits in the wintertime in very cold water. And stay safe out there, man. So happy New Year. Um, and I hope Yak Nasty does its thing in the 22, y'all. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say it like that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys watching. Special thanks to all you viewers. Special thanks to Ray for taking me to a spot, man. And yeah, man, I'm just really loving it, man. And shout out to Orange 22 Fishing right out here, Kent County, Delaware. Check them out, man. Dave and Maddie. I'm out.